Okay. Everyone, today's meeting will be hosted by a miniature labradoodle. Ready? You need to start the essay with a hook. You need to use transitions. Okay, what do you think? Good? Yes? What do you think? I watched Beverly Hills Chihuahua with my kids. They liked it. What do you guys think? I want to hear the chat. What do you think of the idea of the dog teaching us everything we need to know? Do you like it? Good. She smells so good. I washed her. I put powder. Oh, you smell so good. Ah. What do you think? Goldie, start with a hook, okay? After the hook, you need to have big vocabulary. You need to have transitions, intro, body, conclusion. You know, actually, this might work. Okay, everyone, this is very important. Am I in spotlight? That's me, right? Say yes. Please say yes. Yes, I hope so. Oh, here we go. Me. Hello. Hey, guys. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to tell you. Welcome to our Zoom meeting. Goldie, I'm going to put you down, okay? Say bye. Everyone say bye, Goldie. Goldie, we're leaving. We're leaving the meeting. Bye-bye. Okay, we're coming back. We're going to come back, Goldie. We're going to come back. All right. Yeah, she's down. All right, guys, we're going to have a very serious talk while Kai is getting set up. Are you ready for our very serious talk? Are you ready? Say yes. This is actually going to be very serious. Okay. Are you guys ready for a very serious talk? And Kai, let me know if you can do share screen, okay? Is it working or no? All right, everyone. Yes, tell me if it works, okay?
Yeah, sure. Just check.
Okay, we're about to have a very serious talk. Who's ready for a serious talk? Ready? You're not gonna like this talk. I need you to study. Yay! Okay, good. So let me go back, okay? Let me go back. I'm back. Good? Everyone sees me, right? Say yes. Please say yes. Here we go. Okay. This is a very serious talk. I need you to study. Madison, can you type what I say into the chat? I need you to study like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. I need you to study for this private school, independent school entrance exam if you decide to take it. Thank you, Madison. Okay. I need you to study like your life depends on it, because there is some uncertainty right now with the future of the specialized high schools. So we need to study like your life depends on this exam. I want you to listen to Kai. I want you to take notes. Can you please make sure while you're listening to this that you are also taking notes? Got it? Wait, you're telling me to hold up. Yes, you're welcome to type. I see the chat, I'm here. I need you to write, I need you to take notes. Kai is gonna spend an hour going over essay. It is extremely important that you learn and memorize every single thing that comes out of Kai's mouth. You need to learn it, okay? Right now, we don't know the exact date of the SHSAT, and it's bumpy. The SHSAT is bumpy right now. Everyone knows that, right? I think bumpy is a good, polite choice of words. So as I'm speaking to you, what are you going to do? Who can type the right answer? I need you to study like your life depends on it. Do you understand me? I need you to memorize how to write these essays. Good. And we have, yes, like your life depends on it. Right now, we need to try very hard to get into really excellent schools, to get all these degrees. Look at all these degrees. Don't you guys want to have pretty degrees one day? Look, I have pretty degrees and I have a dog, okay? Remember that. All right, so Kai is going to take over in a bit. Kai got into so many colleges. Who knows how many colleges Kai got into? Who can tell me? 16, Kai? How many?
I actually kind of forget occasionally.
20, 84,
like 18,
I don't,
18 schools.
18, she got into 18 colleges, okay? And she's going right now. Where does she go to school now? Where does Kai go now? Kai goes to, who knows what school she goes to?
I'll show my sweatshirt. Let's see if you guys can get it.
She goes to the University of?
Not Penn State, but close.
Penn State. Do you get offended if it's Penn State, but it's actually UPenn? Like,
no, because I actually made the same mistake before. Yeah, I go to the University of Pennsylvania, which is an Ivy League university in Pennsylvania. I'm a freshman. This is my first year of college. And I, just like you guys, have taken the ISEE exam. And I am really excited to speak with you guys. And I want you guys to really, like Francis said, really learn and pay attention to this, because this is your shot. And this is the chance that you can prove yourself, or one of the ways that you
this
can
test. So I want you to promise me, I'm gonna switch to put Kai in spotlight. I want you to take notes. I want you to learn this material, and I want you to study. How do we conclude this? Like your life. Go ahead. How are we saying it? Yes. I want you to memorize how to write this essay, because it's very important. And I want to remind you, all of you, that knowledge is power. Got it? Knowledge is power. So don't forget, all right? Everybody. Yes, okay. So just remember, we need to really, really, really know these essays, all right? There are 107 of you in this chat right now. I'm very proud of you. Make sure that you study like your life depends on it, again, because we need you to get into very good schools. We want you to have a ton of opportunities. And let's just say, Kai, you have a very big task for the next hour, all right? Kai, you need to teach them everything they need to know about how to ace the IC essay. Can you do that?
I definitely
You have
can.
about 50 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna switch over to Kai. Kai got a really pretty new haircut. I'm excited. Let me see it. Ready? We're switching. Bye, everybody. And remember what I said. Knowledge is power. Very good. Make me proud. Okay, have fun, guys. By the way, notice I didn't blow the kiss. I don't want to give anyone corona. All right, let's go. Kai, I'm switching to you. Okay.
All right.
Yay! Look at Kai's pretty new haircut. Okay, so
my hair just like shrinks when it gets wet.
I love it. I love it. I mean, it's very bold. I love it. All right, guys. So we're ready. Kai, thank you for teaching us, and we're really excited. All right. So let's tell us quickly about yourself, and then let's jump right into ICSA. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Kai Kelly. I am a freshman at the University of Pennsylvania. I, like you guys, also attended Kweller Prep for help with ACT, and I was able to do well on the exam and displayed at the universities why I was a good candidate for them. And I am hopefully, I'm able to teach you guys how to do well in your ISEE essays so that you can show high schools why you're a good fit for them, which will in turn help you show colleges why you're a good fit for them. So it's all sort of a culmination. And it's really important that you take each step seriously, because doing well on one step allows you to do well in the next step of, you know, your future. I'm really excited to talk about the essay. It's one of my favorite subsections of the test. And yeah, we're going to get right into it, guys. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Everyone can see that okay? I'm also going to zoom in just so that we can see everything. All right. Can we see well? All right. So
yes, it looks good. So guys, I'm going to go on mute, but I need you to memorize. Put your face really, really close, children, to the screen. I need this all to sink into your brain. Okay, go. Ready? Okay. And then Kai, can you quickly, I wanted you to just check your phone. Okay. Just to make sure if we need something, we have it. Okay, good.
No
so
problem.
If I need something, I'll text you. Is that okay? You just got my text, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
All
so we're working from here. Okay, go ahead. All right.
All right, sounds perfect. So
all right, make me go ahead. I'm going on mute. Farewell.
So the essay section of the ISEE is 30 minutes long, or 30 minutes short rather. It's a very short time to write an essay, but it can be done, and it can be done well, and you guys can and will do it well. One thing that I will recommend to you all, and by recommend, I think it's necessary. You guys definitely need to bring a watch with you when you are taking this exam. Time is everything. Whenever I take a standardized test or a test of any matter, if I can bring a watch, I bring the watch. Sorry. And so that's the first thing. Bring the watch if you can bring a watch. Wear the watch with you. A silent testing watch. Keep track of your time. You have 30 minutes. I think what's most important, you spend 5 minutes planning. Now, a lot of people will skip over the planning section. Don't be one of those people. You guys must plan.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Madison, since you're in the group. Madison, type. Can some of you guys actually type in chat? Type what Kai says. So number one, you must plan. You can't just go straight into writing. You must plan the essay, right? So some of you just type it in so that we have notes. Go ahead.
All right. So next, you have 5 minutes to plan. Use your watch to time out 5 minutes. When you are in your planning section, the first thing you do, you look at the prompt. You read the prompt. First time you read the prompt just to get a general idea. So you read it not just once, but you're going to read it twice. The second time you read the prompt, you're going to look at specific words and ideas. And the words and ideas in these prompts are very important because they are sort of the map, the guideway to tell you what you need to write and how you need to write it. So we're gonna, of course, work through a prompt, but these are the most basic things. You need to, you have 30 minutes to write your essay. Spend 5 minutes to plan. Use your watch to time yourself for the 5 minutes. You're going to read the prompt carefully, and you're gonna underline or take note of important vocabulary, because that will tell you how you should structure your essay and what ideas they want you to discuss. Then you need to, lastly, make sure you incorporate these concepts into your outline. When you are outlining, we're going to look at the structure. I want you guys to look at the structure and memorize it. I think you guys can do that. Now, this structure is, this recommended structure is just that, recommended, because sometimes when you're in a time situation, you may not have time to write. There's supposed to be 3. You're supposed to have 3 body paragraphs, ideally in a 5-paragraph essay. But if you are running out of time, you can make that 2. But you have to at least have a general idea in your head of how to structure your essay. And this is the basic idea of how to structure your essay. So to begin, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. We're going to look through this prompt and we're going to go through and highlight random words. Afterward, I want you guys to type in the chat. After 1 minute passes, I want you to type in the chat what you think the most important words are in the passage. You ready? Let's go. At 7:20, I want to see some typing of important words. All right, guys, that's 1 minute. Someone did want me to repeat the steps, so I'll say them again. For the steps, you have 30 minutes on your essay. 30 minutes is the first thing. Yes, someone wrote it perfectly. Thank you. If you guys look in the chat, you will find the steps. So I guess now we can get started with analyzing this. I'm going to look and see what you guys are saying in the chat. Okay, so I'm seeing pursue. I'm seeing opportunity, I'm seeing extracurricular, and those are just the words that I thought were the most important. So these, they want you to talk about your extracurricular activities. But I think a better way to think about it is one. You're focusing on one. You don't need to talk about 10, 12, 20. You're talking about one extracurricular activity and one that you would like to pursue. Why you want to try it in the future. Okay. So these, when I think of these three ideas, I would make an essay structured around one extracurricular activity. Each part is a reason why I'd want to pursue said activity. Okay? And then in your conclusion, you'll talk about, I guess, the impacts of pursuing said activity on your future, how this could look, how this could impact your life. But we're going to go in detail into each step. For your introduction, when you're starting out writing a story, it's always a great idea to start out with using a vivid description. So, for example, for me, I sang in a children's course. I love to sing. And so I guess a good vivid description for me would be how I recalled my first day of choir practice. And I would discuss how I felt, what I did, what I saw. Really appealing to senses when you're using imagery. You want to appeal to the senses of your reader. This can help draw in your reader because I feel like a lot of people oftentimes use a quote. But I think that the best thing to do is to use a description because it makes it your own. It makes your writing you. It makes it your writing. Sorry, that was very, but it makes it your writing, and it really appeals to the reader because they've probably seen a bunch of other people who are using random quotes or things they memorized. No, they want to learn about you, and so this is the best way to do that. And then another thing you could do after you discuss your vivid description, you could also discuss a short anecdote. If not a vivid description of your first day, what you saw, how you felt, you could maybe have a quick anecdote of an experience you had as well. That could also be described too. After you do your description, you're going to start making statements that connect to the sample prompt. So for example, if I'm talking about how I vividly recall my first day of choir, it made me feel X, it made me think about this, it made me think about that. And you say, pursuing opportunities, being a member of my local choir played a large role in forming my identity. And from then, after making a statement about the effect of whatever extracurricular you've done, then you're going to move on to a thesis statement. Thesis statement is necessary. You must have a thesis for your writing. If you don't have a thesis, it will be very hard for you to organize what you're trying to say. And also, it'll be hard for the person who's reading your essay or grading your essay, for that matter, to try and follow what you're saying. So, for your thesis statement, in its most basic form, it would follow something along the lines of, I would like to pursue whatever activity because one, two, three. Now, if you find yourself running out of time, your thesis statement will only have 2 reasons that you'll discuss. But essentially, Each one of your reasons corresponds to a body paragraph. However, using words like "I would like to pursue this" is a very, very general way to write your thesis, but rather we want to show that we're sophisticated writers. So I think a more sophisticated way of wording this would be due to reasons of X, Y, and Z, or 1, 2, and 3. I believe whatever activity you decide to write about would near. And one important aspect about your thesis is you always want to incorporate vocabulary from the prompt. It shows the reader that you read the prompt and that you understand the prompt. So I put in words like activity, of course, you would discuss your specific activity. You would discuss, and you would then say the word pursue. The word pursue, I think, is one of the most important words in the prompt, and that's something that I want to highlight. So using a word like it, or a synonym of the word pursue, or the word pursue in and of itself is perfect, but you want to use a words or language that shows that you understand what the prompt is. Okay, now moving on. For, say we are writing this about choir. Choir is the extracurricular activity or opportunity that I would like to pursue. You need 3 reasons for that, which will be put in your thesis statement. And one example of this for me would be that music is emotionally now. You're going to take this idea. Oh, sorry. Or whatever. Music is emotionally. You want to, from this concept, think of ideas that stem from, you want, from this topic, you now want several ideas stemming from this. Everything, your essay is sort of like a tree. You need branches that interconnect. You never want to incorporate ideas that don't really link well together because it doesn't read smoothly. You want to create or look at ideas that have links to get to each other, but are not so similar that they make the same point. Because
everybody use this opportunity to type into your chat. Use this opportunity right into the chat. What do you say about the tree, Kai? Say it again.
Essays are like a tree.
Write it down. Essays are like a tree. Write it. I need you guys to memorize all this.
You want to have each part of your essay be interconnected or linked. Like the branch has, a tree has branches. They were linked together at some point, but they sort of stem off into different paths. So they stem from the same aspect of whatever. So in this case, we're looking at music. It stems from music, but they don't make the same point because then that would be redundant. Redundancy is when you make the same point. So you want to make sure that they're closely related, but not the same. So how we're going to do this. For me personally, an important aspect of music is that it's universal. Music is something that can be shared with all different types of people, regardless of who they are or where they come from. And as a result of this, I would word it something like, music is universal in that it transcends boundaries. I have the chat open, it's like all covering boundaries know what, better yet, I'm gonna put it in because I had this all planned out for you guys, and I'm gonna make it so we can go through everything faster. You can't see the screen? Can you see? Okay, perfect. So my idea, you want me to scroll up? I can scroll up a little bit. So for body paragraph 1, we have one idea that music is emotionally stimulating. From this, we are connecting music and our emotions. So one aspect about music that I appreciate is that it's universal. And as a result of music being universal, it allows me to express myself in a unique manner. Then from this, you would then delve in a personal experience about music being universal and how that affected you or in some way. Or in your case, whatever essay you're trying to write or whatever activity, you make a statement about how that topic affected you and benefited you, or how doing that activity benefited you. After this, you're then going to talk about a potential future scenario. About of using tool to help or support you emotionally. Once you use these terms, or once you make these points, you then will make a concluding statement. Your concluding sentence ties everything that you've said so far together, but then also introduces the next topic that you're trying to discuss. So, for example, say, I believe that, here, I'll put in what I said. I think this is good. So in this case,
My phone died.
I believe that joining choir would not only be beneficial for bettering myself emotionally, but also would enable me to connect with others as well. And so I would be sure to tie together my topic for the first body paragraph, and then introduce my topic for the second body paragraph. So in the case, and you're always referring back to your thesis to do this. So for example, whenever you're writing your thesis statement, these topics or ideas or your reasons will always translate as body paragraphs. So for example, my first body paragraph is about music being emotionally stimulating. For the next body paragraph, as we mentioned here, music enables me to connect with others. So it enables me to be social or to socialize. All right, so, and so on and so forth. Oh, you want me to zoom out a little bit? No problem. Is this fine, guys? Put your thumbs up if you feel like it's good. All right. So between each of your points, or I think before every new idea that you're discussing in your body paragraphs, you need to use transition words. And then in addition to transition words, you need to watch your vocabulary when you are writing essays in this academic style. Vocabulary is important. It sets the tone for your writing. If I were writing a paper about science, using language from history, a history class wouldn't really fit. No, Madison, you wouldn't have to plan like this. I would suggest just writing down, for your introduction, just write down a basic thesis. Then you would write down the topic for your body paragraph 1, your topic for your body paragraph 2, and your topic for your body paragraph 3. You don't have to, this is practically like writing the essay. You don't have enough time to do that. You would just write down your thesis, or maybe just start thinking about one. You would then also write down your topics or each of your body paragraphs. And I feel like for your conclusion, that's something that will come along as you write. Unfortunately, like planning out a conclusion, or for certain styles of essays, it's best to leave your conclusion for a bit. But I think for something like this, that's very straightforward, where you have a clear idea of what they are asking. Essentially, what you need to do for the thesis, for the conclusion, is you need to restate your thesis, but in a different format, and then connect it to a larger idea. But we'll get on to that point immediately.
So I just want to make sure everybody understands. So you're telling us 100% of the time to draft it out, right?
Yes.
100%. Even if they know in their head what they want to say.
You know it in your head, but guess what? The way that you communicate in your head may not be able to be understood by the reader or by the grader. So putting it out on paper allows you to see, okay, this makes sense. These 3 ideas connect, they flow. Sometimes when you're in your head, or you just immediately start writing and think about things, here, I'm just going to scroll up, and you immediately start writing without planning out your ideas, your essay will show that. Your essay will show that you don't know how to organize your writing, because it will show that you're jumping from idea to idea and that you didn't have a planned structure.
By the way, while I have you guys, can you guys type, those of you who are taking the ISEE, can you type your test dates? I just want to know, in case, because we may put together another class. Can you just type if you're taking it, if you know the date, December what, December when? I just want to plan, okay? December 20th, okay. Got it.
Okay. 1 second. Hey, everyone, sorry. So back to what we were saying, going back to these bodies. So essentially the structure for each body paragraph will be the same. You're going to start off with a topic sentence. You're going to delve into a personal experience about the topic, and then talk to a potential future scenario about how doing whatever activity will benefit you. Then you're going to do a concluding sentence that links together your topic, the topic of the body paragraph, with the topic of the next body paragraph. Why does BP have 2 topics? There's not 2 topics in the body paragraph. Oh, well, these are just 2 examples, but there can be several. You guys, these are just examples. There could be 3, there could be 4. I'm just, for the sake of time, we're going to use 2 for right now. Okay, thank you. So now I want to get into vocabulary, and I also want to get into transition phrases. So, all right, so these are some overused words that I see a lot in essays of students who are taking the ISEE and other exams similar. It is really, really, really important that we make sure to avoid these words at all costs. So how do we do that, you say? Well, we find alternatives, and that's just what we'll do. Hold on 1 second. My computer is about to die and I need to get a charger.
While we're waiting for Kai to charge right now, I just want to go over, take the ISEE exam, because the ISEE is just going to give you more school opportunities, the ISEE. So I'm typing it in. That's the independent school exam. The other one, the SSAT, It's not as popular. It's more for boarding schools. Take the ISEE. You can always take the SSAT, but there's really no need. Very few schools want it, okay? So just remember that. Madison's applying to schools in Canada. Sheesh. Do you see what the mayor's doing to us, guys? We're applying to schools in Canada. All right. Sorry, Madison. All right. The SHSAT is different from the ISEE. So just remember, ISEE has an essay, the math. You just need to know the exams are different. The ISEE essays are a really big deal. So make sure that you learn that. You see what Kai just wrote? Don't use these words. Kai, can you make the screen larger so the kids know? Tell them not to use this. Can you type, do not use these words? Go ahead.
All right, everybody. So we're going to get into these words. These words are overused and they are not sophisticated enough for academic writing. When we are writing in this style, we are trying to use every word to prove that we are fit for whatever school we're trying to apply to. Words like good and nice don't really show or express who we are as students. They're kind of like filler words. They don't add any substance to what you're writing. They take away from your writing. And when you have 30 minutes, filler is not good. You want to be concise because you want to save as much time to express what you're trying to express in a clear way. So let's get into these words. So the first word that I think is important that we do not use, or the first two words rather, are quite similar. They're very or so. A better word or version of these words would be genuinely or undoubtedly. So for example, this is very big. Okay, again, not a very clear picture. This is undoubtedly one of the largest things I've ever seen. Again, more expressive, you're getting your point across, and you're using more sophisticated vocabulary. You need to specify. Every word needs to specify something in your writing. Okay, another word, stuff or thing, or another two words rather. These two words, I have a lot of stuff. That thing over there, it's not clear. It doesn't make the reader aware of what you're talking about. You need to specify. So a better example of this is to simply discuss your subject directly. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you're saying that thing over there, and by that thing, I'm pointing at a book, then you would say that book over there, rather than that thing. Or I have a bunch of stuff in my room, rather than I have a bunch of clothes in my room. You want to make sure that they know what you were talking about, and using words like stuff and thing are not specific. They're not clear. All right. Our next word is always. Always is just very, very, very overused. And a better way of saying it is usually, typically, or consistently. Oftentimes, using the word always is a bit of an over exaggeration. So I always wake up at whatever. Again, it just sounds a little bit of like, it sounds like an over exaggeration. Unless that's your purpose or intent in your writing, use a word that is more accurate of the situation. So for example, I try to wake up at 8 a.m. every day. Does it always happen? Not necessarily. So I would rather say I usually or typically or better, consistently do something. It is specific. It's more specific than always because there are different degrees of doing certain things. Next is really. Really is also a word that is often overused. and it doesn't add much clarity to your writing. So some better substitutes for the word really would be extremely, undoubtedly, actually, and true. So that book is extremely large is better than that book is really large. Extremely sounds more academic, it's more formal. Really is not a very formal word. And when we are writing in these settings, in this setting specifically, you want to be formal and you want to be specific. Next, never. Again, you want to avoid extremes in your writing unless that is your intent. Unless you are trying to prove a point and that word will add substance or help you prove that point, you don't want to use it. So a substitution for never would be rarely. Because oftentimes you don't never do something, you would rarely do it, but you may do it occasionally. For example, I rarely eat pancakes for dinner is better than saying I never eat pancakes for dinner, because I don't. There may be an instance when I will in the future, may have been an instance when I have in the past. You want to avoid speaking in extremes. And what I mean by that is saying that you never done something. I always do something. Things going to certain extremes makes your writing sound less academic, because in reality, people don't always do something or never do something. There's usually some shade of gray, meaning there's a gradation. They do it a little bit, they do it a lot, but they don't always do it, and they don't never do it. Our next word, or our next two words rather, are a lot and many. Again, not very clear. You want to be specific. So I have a lot of books. I have a bookshelf filled with 20 books. Is better and more specific. It provides an image in the reader's head of the size or scale of what you're discussing. So whatever you can, be specific with the quantity. Now, good. Good is a word that also is seen way too much. And it's also not very clear. So a better example of good would be satisfactory, or they had a pleasing array of books in the library versus they had a good amount of books. It's not clear. You're not, when you use words like good, it doesn't read as clear. It doesn't read as academic. So using words like satisfactory or pleasing show that you have the academic vocabulary that a lot of high schools want to see. Next, nice. Nice also is an overused word. It's a word that you learn when you're younger. And while it may be beneficial for some things when you're talking to your friends, it's not the best time to use it in an essay. So an alternative to that, let me just check the chat. Yeah, an alternative to that would be kind, genial, cordial. He was nice. Not very clear. He was very kind because is better. You use the word and you explain it. And then anything. I don't like anything. Not very clear. You want to specify anything. Anything in more. So for example, if my essay is talking about, we're speaking about music in this essay as an example. If I were to say, I didn't like anything about music, well, that's not really true. There has to be at least one thing you like about a certain activity or anything. There has to be something that you like about whatever you're discussing. So better to say, I didn't like that whatever about music. I didn't like that music did something. Ariana, we're actually going to get into, for example, and words like these transition words in a little bit. All right. So these are, I think, some of the most important words that you want to avoid in your writing. Your goal is to specify whenever you can. Be explicit, because a lot of times when you're using words like this, you know in your head what you're trying to say, but the reader has no idea what you're trying to say. And so you have to make it as clear as possible for them. And using language that is more clear will help you do that. So these are the words I want you guys to pay close attention to. Now, next, I want to look at transition words. All right. So these are some of the most important transition words. I'm going to speak these out because I feel like I want to make sure that we have enough time to go through them all because they're all very important. Okay. So these words are pivotal in organizing your essay. They provide clarity not only for you when you're trying to organize your writing, but they also provide clarity for the reader. Transition words must be placed at the start of the sentence. You can't use transition words in the middle. Transition words are used at the start to transition to a new idea. Okay? So those are the two things. You must use them because they help you organize yourself and they help the reader follow your writing. Then you must place the transition word at the start of the sentence whenever you are transitioning to a new thought or idea. Therefore is one of my favorites. I use it all the time. It's one of the most commonly used. And it's used to summarize your ideas. So for example, I like apples, oranges, and beets. Therefore, whatever. You're trying to make a statement that summarizes your claims prior to those statements. They're usually good towards the end of paragraphs when you're trying to summarize your ideas, and also in the conclusion. An example of this would be, Anya bakes great cookies. Therefore, I ask for them all the time. Okay? And up next, we're going to look at nevertheless. So nevertheless is used in spite of something. It's used to make a statement. It's used when you're trying to make counterclaims. Okay, so an example of this would be, Jacob had an outdoor soccer game today, but it was raining. Nevertheless, I still came to support him. So you make a statement and you negate some aspect of the statement using the word nevertheless. The word nevertheless sort of negates or is a way to transition into a different idea in spite of that. Next, we're going to look at furthermore, another great idea to use, and another great word to use in your writing. Furthermore adds new or supporting information to your ideas. For an example, music is a universal language. Furthermore, it also has the added benefit of enabling people to meet others. So you make a statement and you then would add supporting, hold on. You then add a supporting idea after by using the word furthermore in between those two ideas. Okay, music, it's in and of itself may not, but music you can find activities where people perform. Okay, I'm not going to get into semantics, but next, however, expresses an opposing argument. For example, Sarah loves pizza. However, eating too much makes her feel unwell. Okay, that's just an example. It's used when you are trying to express an opposing idea. All right, next, we look at the word in fact. In fact provides emphasis to a claim by giving it more detail. Usually when you're using in fact, you want to put some sort of data or statistic by it. That will really help. I'm going to scroll up at the end, okay? I'm also going to slow down. Do you guys want me to go back over another word? Or can we keep going and then I can clarify afterward? Is that okay? All right, sure. So yes, I'll put down the purpose and examples for you guys after I talk through it, okay? So we're looking at, in fact, it provides emphasis to a claim by giving it more detail. So for example, global warming is a serious issue. In fact, scientists predict that it is already negatively affecting wildlife. Then after you use the word in fact, that's a great, yes, it is called climate change. After you use the word in fact, it's a great way to segue into a new idea. Again, we're not going to worry about semantics on whether global warming or climate change is a topic of discussion because we're focusing on the essay. Okay, so let's focus on the essay, guys. Next, we're looking at, consequently. Consequently, or as a result, shows cause and effect. So before you make a statement before using consequently. And then as a result of that statement, there's another idea. And I'll explain that now. So many people do not believe in wearing masks during the COVID pandemic. Consequently, the number of confirmed cases are on the rise. So you make a statement, and then as a result of that statement, there's another effect. So it's used to show cause and effect. It not necessarily like because. It's more so as a result. I wouldn't say because. If you were to, because is not the best word anyways to add clarity to your writing. It's not as sophisticated and it's often overused. So best stick to consequently and as a result, okay? All right. Number 7. Likewise, similarly, by the same token. These 3 words are all used to show relationships between different ideas in your essay. Okay? So, an example of this would be, computer prices are increasing due to technological advancement. Similarly, the cost of software is also increasing due to the new and improved technology. So, you're trying to show a relationship between 2 ideas, and using the word similarly or likewise or by the same token can help show the relationship between these 2 concepts. Yes, I can repeat the purpose. I'll also put them in after we're finished speaking through them, okay, guys? But it is to show a relationship, to show similarity. All right. And the last important word that I want to discuss with you all is granted. Granted is used to concede to a point, and it often allows you to recognize an opposing viewpoint in your essay, but then explain why your viewpoint is better. This is really important in persuasive essays when you're trying to prove why your idea is the best or the most important. So, an example of this would be, granted, high school may be challenging, but it is necessary in order to matriculate to college. So, you're conceding, you agree, yes, high school is challenging, but it's necessary. So you agree to this idea, but you override that after using the word granted or after that phrase, okay? And so now I'm going to put in these examples for you all, and so that we can see matriculate means to move up the academic ranks, meaning like graduate or begin or start college. So So these are all my examples, and these will be available for you guys as well, okay? So this is pretty much the main ideas things that you need to use in terms of vocabulary and transition words in your body paragraphs. And lastly, just to sum it all up, we're going to talk about the conclusion. In your conclusion, your job is to do two things. You restate your thesis or the idea of your thesis in a different format, and then you're going to connect it to a larger idea that is, of course, that of course relates to the topic that you're discussing. So, yes, I'll write it. You guys will get this, okay? I will type it. You guys will get this, okay? Don't worry about it. So, in your conclusion, for example, you could say, you always want to start off with an idea that shows, or a word that shows that this is your concluding paragraph. I like to use the word in summation because it's very sophisticated. And I will put down now what I think will be a good idea to use for the conclusion. So a good example would be, in summation, I envision myself pursuing choir in the future as the benefits of growing emotionally, socially, and technically as a musician have some added effect. Yes, in summation means in summary. So you're restating the thesis, although we didn't discuss technically, but that was it could be a third idea, right? And then after you restate your thesis, you can't just be done. You need to connect to the larger impacts of your statement. So in doing that, what you could say is, ultimately, joining choir and then not only just that specific activity, but extracurriculars at large are key in broadening one's perception of society through new experiences. So then you take it back, you zoom back out. You will focusing in on one specific activity. Now you need to make a statement in general about why pursuing activities as a whole are beneficial. Okay? So that's pretty much. Should you consider a sort of anecdote or connected to the hook from the intro? No, when you are in the conclusion, you are restating your thesis statement. That is what you're restating. You start off with just your thesis statement. You've already hooked the reader and you don't need to hook them in again. They've already been hooked. So you will restate your thesis and then you connect to a broader idea. Okay? That's pretty much what I have for you guys. And what I'll do is I'll download this document and I'll put it in the chat, and so you guys can have a copy, okay? How does that sound? All right, so.
Everyone, let's give Kai a gigantic, huge thank you for her time and for giving us all of this amazing information. Okay, everyone, let's give her a big, huge, huge thank you. All caps locks.
Thank you guys. This was wonderful. I'm going to put this in for you so that you can have it. Please take your copy. And
okay, so I want to give you a huge hi. What did I tell you? How are we going to study? Study for the ISEE like your life depends on it. You need to study for this test. You can take the ISEE more than once, but you need to make sure by January 1 you're done testing. The ISEE exam is going to be ultra competitive this year. A lot of kids who used to try for public school, they're going to be trying for private now. So make sure, thank you for the thank yous. Just make sure that you study like your life depends on it. Type the Google Doc one more. Oh, thanks, Kai. Kai typed it in so you guys have it. Okay, thanks, Kai. That's so nice of you. One more time. Study like your life depends on it. Kai, can you type it again, please?
I sure can I downloaded the PDF, so I'll put it back in for you guys again.
Let's do it again.
You guys got it? Not the link. It's not a link. It's a file. It's a document. You can
So
open it.
you guys can take it from the file, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Just scroll up. It's in the chat, okay?
I'll put it one more time.
Oh, wait, guys, let's do something really cute. Cliff, are you still here? Wait, let's do something really, really cute. Hold on. Cliff, are you here? Cliff? Is Cliff here? Cliff, hold on. Let me see if I see him. Yep, Cliff is here. Everyone, let's do something really, really cute. Let's write. Do you guys want to sing happy birthday? Who wants to sing happy birthday to Cliff? Cliff, how old are you now? Cliff, how old are you? Hold on. Wait, this is really cute. Wait, let's do it. I think we should do it. I think we should do a happy birthday song. Hold on. Wait, let me see. I'm figuring this out. Oh, come on, just for a minute. Wait, let me figure out how to unmute. Wait, don't leave, guys. Don't leave me. Chat. Hold on. Participants. Ben, how do I unmute everyone? Allow participants to unmute themselves. Can I unmute? Yes. Guys, this is so cute. Ready? You can unmute yourselves. Guys, fine, we're not gonna sing. You people are so not, fine. Let's just say happy birthday to you. Oh, come on, this is so cute. Come on, I'll get the dog. Where's Goldie? Wait, I want to support. Cliff, show your mom. Wait, ready? Go. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Everyone, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
I'm done now. Okay.
Let's get how do we give Cliff a virtual cake? We don't know how to do that, right?
We can
Cliff,
say
we
we
wish
can
you
send
health.
cake emojis in chat.
Let's put a cake emoji in there. Show me. I don't know. I'm not up to that part. Thank you guys. I'm really glad you were part of this happy birthday song. So Cliff, look, this year you had 71 participants in your happy birthday song. All right. Oh, everyone, while we're at it, let's give Kai a huge thank you. Okay, let's unmute. Let's give Kai a huge thank you. Ready? Kai, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kai.
Thank
Thank
you guys
you.
for coming.
Have a good day.
Thank you,
Good.
Kai.
Who
You
wa-
saved our
who wants-
lives.
Come, Goldie, where are you? Goldie. Hi. Come here, Goldie. Let's say hello to Goldie. Goldie's gonna say bye to everyone. Cliff, Goldie's singing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. You want to tell Goldie what you learned? Who wants to tell Goldie what you learned? Anybody? Number 1, what do you need? A hook. Then what do you need?
We need to plan our essay.
Do you use the words always, never?
No.
Do you say thing?
Instead of always or never, you use like less like extreme words.
What are the words you never use in the essay? Ever, ever, ever. What are the words that you never use?
Very,
in the
so, stuff,
never,
thing,
never,
always,
never.
really, never, a lot, many, good, nice, anything.
Got it. Goldie's listening. She's really paying attention. What other words? Anyone? What are the good words to use in an essay? What are good words to use? Kai, help me out here. What are good words to use in an essay?
Nevertheless.
Yes.
Yeah.
What else?
We can use.
Should you go straight to your essay or should you draft your essay? Should you write the essay right away or should you stop and draft before you start?
How much time do we spend to draft, guys? Yes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. And how long? Yes, 25 to write. How long is the section? How long is the essay section? How long do we have?
30.
Yes, we have 30 minutes. And what's one thing, if you can, you should bring with you to when you're testing? Yes, a watch, a silent watch that doesn't make loud beeping noise, but rather like buzz, like will make you feel it, or you can just look at it. It won't make any noise, but you can see it.
Oh my gosh, Andrew's dog. Wait, we're switching spotlight. Hold on. Doggy reunion. Wait, and you need to study like your
Life depends on it.
why? Why are we doing this? There we go. Because Miss Queller's not the mayor. That's kind of the real reason. But hello, doggy. Oh, so cute. Goldie, look, it's like your cousin over there. Okay. So everyone, good luck. And remember, knowledge is power. Who wants to type knowledge is power into the chat for me? Knowledge is power. Who's going to write that for me? Show me. Knowledge is, wow, Goldie, clearly I'm boring you. Knowledge is, aw, that looks so nice. Oh my gosh, I'm taking a photo. Don't misspell knowledge, it makes me look bad. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. I love it, guys. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. We're really happy and we hope that we connect really soon in person. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Kai. Thanks for doing this until we meet again. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.